Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Grant. I'm an American English teacher, and on this channel I share new lessons every week to help you become a better, more confident English speaker and learn about American culture. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important and underrated topics when it comes to learning English, and that is pronunciation. Pronunciation is incredibly important because it doesn't matter how good your speaking and your vocabulary are if people can't understand what you're saying. Having clear, easy to understand pronunciation is absolutely vital to being an effective English speaker. So for this video, I brought in a friend of mine, Mo-chan from Japan. He also has an English channel where he helps Japanese students improve their English. In this video, we'll talk about how he, when he was an English student, learned clear pronunciation, and we'll give you guys a bunch of good study ideas to develop your pronunciation on your own. There's a bunch of useful information in this video, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, well, first off, it is awesome to be talking with you face-to-face, Mo-chan. Thanks for taking time to be on the channel.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited, man.
Great. I've watched some of your videos, and something I really noticed is that you don't have much of an accent at all. So when you were learning, what did you do to really improve your pronunciation?
Well, actually, for me, it was really not easy, but I had this environment, right? Because I was in an American school, I was in an international school, so I was surrounded by people speaking English. Although I had this environment, I was really shy. I was really shy, so I don't speak much. I didn't speak much. So what happened was, it took me so long. It took me quite some time. If you can be in an environment surrounded by people speaking English, that's the best. But it doesn't happen all the time. So what you can do is you have to speak it out, man. You have to speak English. You have to try. You have to take action, I think, you know. It's like I tell my students this: don't learn with your head. Learn with your mouth. Meaning, you see, they think too much. So they should just say it. Just take action.
Okay, yeah, I really like that. Definitely move away from just absorbing English all the time and actually get into using English. I completely agree. So, like you said, you know, that's not entirely possible for a lot of students. Many people live in smaller areas where they can't meet and talk with people, especially not native speakers. So what would you suggest for students in situations like that don't have an opportunity to use English in their life?
If you don't have anyone to talk to in English, it's really hard to improve. But for beginners, what you can do is record yourself. If you record yourself speaking English, you'll know what's your bad point, what's your weaknesses, and what's your good points. And then you can improve by yourself. So what I will recommend is first record yourself and see if you can speak English or not.
Maybe record yourself and then compare it to videos of native speakers talking.
Yeah, exactly. You can do that too. Yeah. But mostly for beginners in Japan, especially for my students, what happens is they can't even talk in English for 10 seconds. So they can't say anything. But that's okay. It means they know that. It means they're not good, right? So they can improve. So their short-term goal could be like speak English for 10 seconds. Then after that, 1 week later or a month later, make it 20 seconds. And then make it 30 seconds. And then go on and go on. So you can do that if you don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah, and if you save those recordings, that would be a great way to kind of assess your skill and improvements over time, because you can listen back from 6 months ago to a recording you made and be like, wow, I am so much better now than I was then.
Exactly, you know, because nobody can tell you if you're doing it by yourself. Nobody can help you to. But if you see yourself and if you see your improvement, what happens is you get motivated. So you just
Absolutely,
you get
yeah.
to your positive spiral, right? So I think it's really good to do that.
Yes, I agree. I like that tip a lot. So, getting a little bit more specific,
Okay.
when you were learning English and studying pronunciation and trying to make your English sound natural, were there any particular sounds or words that really gave you problems? I know for a lot of Asian students, they have problems with L's and R's.
Actually, yeah, R is really difficult still. If you want to be perfect, it's almost impossible. Because I've been learning English from 8 years old. I'm 42 right now, but I can't be perfect. I can't be like native, right? So
Mhm.
you just have to let go sometimes, Don't aim it to be perfect, man. Make mistakes, and you don't have to be perfect to speak English, right? To communicate, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fluent, actually, too. You know,
You're honestly right. You just need to be able to communicate effectively. I appreciate your time and your advice. I'm feeling very motivated right now. Do you have any final words you'd like to say to the students on my channel?
well, actually, I have two things. The first one was record yourself, right? The second one is like if you have a mentor or a teacher, you can get there faster. So like, don't avoid like paying, man. Invest in yourself, and get a mentor and teacher. If you don't have anyone to talk to, get a teacher. It's like a map. If you want to go to Japan, you can walk and you can swim, but it will take like what, 1 year or 2 years to get to Japan, right? But if you take an airplane, it'll take 15 hours and just sit on a seat and sleep, and you'll be there in 15 hours, right? So get a mentor or something like that. Get an airplane to be better in English. That's what you should do.
I completely agree. I think if English really matters to someone, they will invest time and money in getting better because you can only improve so much from random free resources online. If it
Yeah.
really matters to you, you'll connect with someone, you'll find a teacher, you'll pay for lessons, and you'll take the steps you need to really invest in your English learning.
Yeah. It's like usually I do one-on-one lessons, but I also do consulting lesson, meaning I only meet with the student once in a month, or sometimes once in 3 months. So I mentor them once in a while. So I don't teach any phrases, but I just teach what you should do, what you should talk about, what you should do, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. You don't need a teacher twice a week or every week. You can just get someone you can work with occasionally that can
Exactly.
assess your progress and
Yeah.
give you some tips on where to go next.
Yeah. So like you should get a mentor if you don't have anyone to talk to, for sure. So invest in yourself and then record yourself. Do both, and you improve. Yeah.
Great. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mochan. And for those of you watching, if you want, you should also check out his channel because we did another collaboration video there. It's all in English, so you can see that and hopefully learn some new phrases. All right. Thank you again for your time, Mochan. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, man.
All right. Take it easy. So, just to quickly summarize everything we talked about, if you want to improve your pronunciation and your overall English, you should absolutely find people to talk to in English. I know that can be difficult, so if you can't, you should at the very least record yourself, listen to your recordings, assess your own strengths and weaknesses, and over time, compare your recordings to gauge and measure your progress. Finally, you should absolutely get a mentor or teacher to work with you. Working with a teacher will definitely help you reach your goals faster and is just a lot more fun than studying by yourself. If you don't want to have lessons every week, you should at least find someone you can meet with once in a while, maybe once every month or two, to assess your English and give you some tips on what you should do to continue to improve. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.